Hello there. Welcome to a short introduction of RhinoCycles. I am Nathan Letwery, the developer for this plugin. This plugin has as a goal to integrate Cycles as a new render engine for Rhino users. Cycles is a ray tracing render engine, as I already said, and one of the nice things is that it is GPU accelerated. Current goals for this project is to get to feature parity with the default Rhino renderer, especially for the basic materials, and in the somewhat longer term to get real-time viewport rendering. Okay, so let's have just a quick look at what it is. So here we have my Rhino WIP with RhinoCycles already selected. So from here, the current render, you can see RhinoCycles is selected. RhinoCycles will show what devices it can render on startup. So in my case, I have a CPU and I have a GPU. By default, when starting a render session, the GPU will be used, but if you don't have such a device or your device is not recognized, the CPU will be used as fallback. Let's have a look at some files. Let's see, I have them here somewhere. Right, the first one. So as mentioned, the plugin offers a non-modal render window, which means that we can use the render interface or the Rhino interface while the render window is open. So let's just start a new render with low quality. And Rhino tells us that the CUDA device is being used for rendering. Okay, this was a quick render because we did low quality, which equals into 4 samples of rendering. So while we keep the render window open, we select a new quality, the draft quality, and do a new render. And this will render 20 samples of this same scene. Very useful for this, how to use this is that you can, for instance, change materials with the render window open. For instance, let's check out how a green clip looks like, and also let's do that in a good quality. Good quality means Cycles is rendering at 100 samples. You can see that here, and here we see nice green clips. We also can still start a new render with different settings while the old one is still ongoing. I could have made some changes, I forgot to do that, but it works just the same. So 100 samples for this one for good quality, and final quality 500 samples to render. As you can see, the render result is updated progressively into the render window, and this means also that whenever you're satisfied as user with the render result, you can just stop the rendering and then save out whatever at that point has been rendered. Okay, let's have one more file to look at. And for that, let's go to draft quality, that's fine. So what I wanted to show still is the difference between CPU Okay, I have to do a quick restart because my render or my command line was somehow blocked. So again, draft quality, I'm going to change to CPU. Let's have a render here. Our log says CPU being used, so that's fine. 20 samples. It starts to refine quite nicely. And this is 20 samples only in about 22 seconds. Now for the same quality setting, let's switch back to the CUDA device. So no further changes, just on the CUDA device. You can see here much faster refining of our results. So it's 10 seconds against 22 seconds on the CPU. And once more with final quality. So just let the render update progressively. And once you're happy with the result, you can just stop the rendering and save your image. So this is the first of RhinoCycles as a public release. There are still many things to be done, and no doubt many bugs still exist and will be found, even those that I am not aware of. But I hope you will enjoy using RhinoCycles for your rendering needs. Thank you for watching this introduction.